Hey guys, it's Eric with 360 Remodeling. Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace a single piece of engineered floor that was damaged and get it out without damaging the rest of the floor. So here you can clearly see the damaged area that we're going to need to fix. There's also a couple of scratches on the two boards to the right, and we're going to need to fix those also. While we're in here, we might as well take care of it all. So these are just a few of the tools that I'm going to be needing for today's project. Biggest thing is doesn't have to be a track saw. I just happen to have a Festool track saw. It's going to work perfect for the project. You're going to need a rubber mallet. You're going to need an assortment of chisels, a hammer, some glue, and definitely a shop vac because it's going to get messy. You want to adjust the skill saw to where it cuts. I'm setting mine to where it cuts about a 1/16 of an inch above the concrete. If you got a piece of the wood, you can just take it, you set your skill saw down on it, and you can see right where the blade is, and you want that blade just a little bit above the surface that you're working with. Now we're going to end up making two cuts on the piece of wood that we're going to be taking out. Pretending this is the piece of wood we're taking out, we want to step in about 1 inch from the edge, make the first cut, and then we're going to step over about 3/4 of an inch, make the second cut. Now let's make the second cut. Now what we're going to do is take this center piece out using a hammer and chisel. Right now I'm just taking my chisel and finishing out right up against this piece that we're leaving. The saw stops about 1/4 inch short on both sides. So I'm just straightening that out and then in cutting the end. Now we're ready to chisel under this piece. You want to be sure and cut down right here to cut that tongue off so that it doesn't pull that piece up. And then you just get under it. And there you can see it's already starting to come out. There we go. Now we got everything above the tongue taken out. Now we can come underneath that and take out below the tongue. There's one side done. I'll finish up the other side and we'll get ready to put the new piece in. Now we've got all this glue that's still on the concrete. We got to get all this really clean before we can put the new piece in. Best way to do that, hammer and chisel, keep going with the same stuff. So I've gone ahead and removed some of the glue, and I wanted to kind of show you what you're supposed to be working towards. This is the part I've already done, nice and smooth, all the glue residues up, and this is what you don't want. Now we want to take a shop vac and be sure and shop vac all that little dust, and you don't want any dust under there. Alright, we're almost ready to put our new board in place, but we have to make a couple modifications first. So what we've got to do is take the bottom of this tongue out on this board so it'll allow it to sit down over it. Alright, so right now we're set up in the garage. I've got the blade set about an 1/8 inch to 3/16 high and 3/16 off the fence, which should be just enough to take this tongue off right here. Alright, so now we got the board back in the house. I forgot to video it, but be sure that you cut the tongue off where it fits down here so that it won't hit on this other piece of wood. You don't want to put it all the way in. You just want to make sure everything's going to be fitting. You don't have any glue that's holding you up. What we're going to be using to glue it, something you can pick up at any hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's. It's an engineered wood flooring adhesive. What we're going to spread it with, just a simple little V trowel. Well, now it's time for the easy part, putting the wood in. Alright, so now we're all done. I'm going to show you the final product. I kind of wiped it down with just a little bit of mineral spirits just to take up some of the glue spots. And one thing I didn't mention earlier, have some weights in mind. You're going to need something to weight the floor down just to make sure it sits down in that glue. Until that glue sits, just let it sit there for about 24 hours and you'll be good to go. That residue is just some of the mineral spirits, still just a little bit wet. But these were the 3 boards that we replaced. Looks good as new.